forgot my microphone today. It's okay. I mean, I don't know, it is what it is. So I figured some other stuff I needed to do today. Really thinking about kind of the powerlifting off season I'm in. Thinking about, this thing kind of relates to in our Christian walk is, being humble, I guess. Like sometimes things happen that remind you of that, or remind you. Well, I guess when it's in like the positive, you get reminded, and then you get a chance to sort of fix it before. I guess the negative side would be something happens to like force you into it. So I'm only doing 225 right now. Last week I did 350, but I know it didn't look good. So why would I keep doing that, So I put the safety bars all the way up because that's roughly, it's below parallel. It's roughly where I want to be. Because it might be too low, I don't know, but I want to make sure I'm getting the depth right. That's more important than the weight because, I'm a 400 plus squatter at 165 pounds, but if I can't consistently get the right depth, it's like, why train and then roll the dice on competition day? Like, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. As far as the judges go, when, I've said it this whole time, really, I need to get my depth right. So I need to hit that maybe one week and some heavy the other week. Plus, you're thinking of your age and all these things. So anyway, so I'm going to just do probably 4 or 5 sets like this just to get that little extra at the bottom, which, I'm not saying this is like hard, but it's not easy, even though it's only 225. So that's sort of, the physical weightlifting side. On a spiritual level, you look at maybe some things going on in your personal life or your spiritual life, because those seem to always be running closely paralleled and intertwined to each other. And are you going to catch yourself, or are you going to wait for somebody else to catch you? I guess is sort of what it is. You're going to call yourself out, or are you going to let somebody else call you out? So I don't, like in this weight room here, I don't have anybody. So I got to call myself out, or there's nobody here to do that for me. And everyone on YouTube's too nice. Nobody ever says, that sucks, why are you doing that, literally the only question that's even close to that was someone asked, like, why did I use straps on an axle bar? And, that's maybe a legitimate question, but, in strongman, you use straps, so of course that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to practice the way I'm going to perform, right? So let's get into another set, and then get into maybe some words of Jesus about this whole idea. So, all right, Jesus said one time in the Gospels, says, he that, probably going to quote it in King James, on purpose or by accident or whatever. I memorized a lot of stuff, and at the time, it was in the King James, because it was a long time ago, when that was seemingly the easiest translation that everyone had to memorize stuff with, because, when you're a kid, everything's got to be perfect, word for word, yada yada. So if you memorized it in some other translation, somebody would say you didn't say it right. So, he that exalts himself will be humbled, and he that humbles himself will be exalted. So, yeah, look it up. If you don't believe me, right? Just Google it. Use Google for something good for once. So, the whole idea is there's a lot of ideas, but one whole idea for me is doing it yourself or not doing it and have somebody do it for you, And that's like, I don't mean like someone's doing it for you in a good way. It's like you've run it into the ground and somebody's like, see? So that's what, going before a judge is all about. You're sitting there with your weight and you're doing it, and the judge is going to say yes or no. There's no almost, dude. Let me give you this other score. Like, no, it's like you get a score or you don't. And sometimes we've strayed away from that idea. In Christianity, it's like, well, you tried. Lots of people try. You ever tried out for a team and not made it? You ever applied for a job and not gotten it? I mean, that's real life stuff. And then, sometimes it helps your growth to be told, not good enough yet. It's not like you're not good enough ever. You're not good enough yet. So that's a good tie-in for this week's, cancer update. Because my daughter's just at an age where she understands a lot. And so it's fun for her to hear the doctors and the nurses explaining things to her. But what she doesn't understand that you've got to finish the process. So this is a good update. Scans and all that came back so great, okay? They're like amazing. And so that was on Monday. Then last Wednesday, it was going back for the next round of chemo. So in between getting the scans done, getting the report back, and then going back for the round of chemo. So in her mind, sometimes she's like, well, if it's gone or if it's almost gone, do we have to do the whole thing? And like, yes, that's how this works. You finish the whole thing. And, you can't say, well, you're doing pretty good, so we'll just let you go home. That's just not how that works. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to say is you gotta be realistic, and if that takes somebody else doing it for you, or if you're gonna, be a grown-up and do it for yourself and say, look, this isn't good enough, I gotta do better. Or this isn't over yet, I need to finish strong. No matter how good it's going, if you're not there yet, you're not there yet. If you're not ready yet, you're not ready yet. If you're not to that depth properly, you're not. There's just no in between. It's just, boom, black and white, gotta do it this way. And some people, seems like, and it's always been this way, this isn't a new thing. People act like it's a new thing. Oh, this generation, or, oh my God, people under 25, or, it's just, it's always been like that. I mean, come on. I think no matter how old you are, you could be honest with yourself. There were some really garbage people that you went to school with too, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, however many years ago. There's a lot of bummy people out there that don't want to finish, that don't want to work hard, that don't want to do whatever, that refuse to be humble, and now they're in prison somewhere, I don't know. But it isn't just now. It isn't just these people. It's like, what we're saying, 300 years ago, no one committed any crime. this much at the bottom is where it gets hard. And that means I'm that close to doing it right. And if I don't do that, I'm doing it wrong, okay? It's black and white. No more, hey, that's pretty good. That's gym bro stuff. There's no room here for gym bros. We're trying to lift. Yeah, so I mean, look, this is boring, it's mundane, it's just like, but it's what it takes to fix things sometimes. Do the hard stuff. Do the stuff that doesn't look cool on YouTube. But trust the process and know it's gonna work. You know, so there's the cancer update, there's the lifting update. Later on this week, we'll just do some more pushing, pulling stuff. So, and I'll try to remember my microphone. Because that's not really a huge priority for me, but try. So, go out and have a good day if you want.